Good morning, students. So today we are going to start with organic chemistry, and in this portion we are going to study about naming of organic compounds of haloalkanes and haloarenes, and then preparation of alkyl halides or haloalkanes. Okay, so these two things we are going to discuss. First of all, let us discuss how we can classify the haloalkanes and haloarenes. Okay, now first of all, on the basis of number of halogen atoms, we can classify haloalkanes in following categories. The very first is monohalo alkanes, means where halo group is only one present in the haloalkane. Okay, so first of all, haloalkanes, how they are formed. Alkane can be represented like this. So if we remove hydrogen and we add halogen, then what happens? This type of compound is formed, and that is called haloalkane. Now if we replace R by a benzene ring, then we say it is haloarene. Okay, so this way they are formed. Now in haloalkane, if there is presence of only one halo group, then it is monohaloalkane, and if there are two halo groups, then they are known as dihaloalkanes, and if there are more than two, then similarly they will be named as trihaloalkanes. Okay, similarly, if there is presence of one, two or three halo groups attached with the benzene ring, these things are attached by removing hydrogen and placing halo group in place of them, then they are known as mono, di or tri haloarenes. Okay, so this was on the basis of number of halo groups attached. Now if we talk about monohalo compounds, means those compounds in which there is presence of only one halogen group, then they can be further classified according to the hybridization of the carbon atom. Okay, which carbon atom to which halogen atom is bonded. Okay, so very first is those haloalkanes in which there is sp3 hybridized carbon to which halo group is attached. Okay, now in how many categories the haloalkanes can be divided, where CX bond exists and C is sp3 bonded, sp3 hybridized. Okay, so very first is in alkyl halides, the halogen atom is bonded to an alkyl group. Okay, they form a homologous series represented by CnH2n plus 1 X. So what is done over here? From alkane, one hydrogen is removed, and in place of one hydrogen we have added a halo group. Okay, now such type of haloalkanes, they can be classified into primary, secondary or tertiary. Okay, it depends on to which carbon atom the halogen is attached. Now see, the carbon atoms may be primary carbon atom, secondary carbon atom or tertiary carbon atom. Now what do we mean by this? Now see, if there is a molecule in which a carbon is bonded to either none or one carbon, then we say it is primary carbon. Okay, and if carbon is bonded to two carbon atoms, then it will be termed as secondary carbon. Okay, if carbon is bonded to two carbon atoms, then it is secondary carbon atom, and if carbon is bonded to three carbon atoms, then it will be termed as tertiary. Okay, so this is tertiary. Okay, so this way we have to see it. Now first category is primary alkyl halide, where halo group is attached to primary carbon. Okay, and secondary will be where halo group is attached to secondary carbon, and if halo group is attached to tertiary carbon, then it will be termed as tertiary haloalkane. Now see here, this is the halo group and it is attached to this carbon, and this carbon is attached to only one more carbon atom, so it will be termed as primary haloalkane. Now if we see this CX bond, then the carbon of CX bond is attached to two carbon atoms, so it is secondary. Now in this case, in CX bond, there is attachment of carbon with three other carbon atoms, so this will be termed as tertiary haloalkane. Okay, now the second category is allylic halides. Okay, now what do we mean by allylic carbon? Now see, if there is such formation where CX bond is formed and carbon is bonded to such carbon atom which is bonded with double bond ahead. Okay, so if there is presence of carbon double bond carbon and then to the carbon there is attachment of halogen group, then it will be termed as allylic carbon. Okay, so this carbon is allylic carbon. Now if there is so this will come in the category of allylic halide. Similarly for halogenes also same case will be there. If there is a ring and in that ring a double bond is present and the next carbon to the doubly bonded carbon is attached to halo group, then that carbon to which halo group is attached will be termed as allylic carbon, and such haloarene will be termed as allylic haloarene. Okay, now similar to allylic group there is benzylic group also. Okay, now what is benzyl group? When there is benzene ring and with the benzene ring if we remove one hydrogen and we place CH3 group, then that will be termed as toluene. Now the three hydrogens attached to carbon in the CH3 group, if we replace one hydrogen by one halogen, then it will be termed as benzylic halide. So what is benzyl group? Benzene ring attached to CH2 group is termed as benzyl. This is benzyl group. Okay, so benzyl halide we will say to this. Now similarly, if there are more groups attached, now similar to primary, secondary and tertiary haloalkane, if we want to say about this, then what is to be done? The carbon to which two more hydrogens are there, if we replace one of the hydrogen with H group and one with the alkyl group, then it will become secondary haloarene, or it will be of the category of secondary benzylic halide. Okay, and if we replace both the hydrogens attached to C of the CX bond by alkyl groups, then it will be termed as tertiary. Okay, so see here what we did in this case, C is bonded to two more hydrogens. Okay, and one place there is a ring and the other side there are two hydrogens and one halogen. Now if I keep it like this, then it will be only benzylic halide because CH2 group is attached to ring and that C is attached to X, so it is just benzylic halide. But if I replace one more hydrogen by alkyl group, then it will become secondary benzylic halide, and if I replace the other hydrogen also by another alkyl group, then it will become tertiary benzylic halide. Okay, so these are different categories. Now let us come to compounds containing sp2 hybridized carbon and halogen bond. Okay, that will also be of the category of haloalkane. Now see in which cases it is there. When there is a carbon double bond carbon and to that doubly bonded carbon, one of the doubly bonded carbon, if we attach halo group, then it is called vinylic halide. Okay, now this doubly bonded carbon may be in the long chain or it may be in the ring. If it is in the ring, then it will be of haloarenes type, and if it is in the long chain, then it will be in haloalkane type. Okay, So in both the cases it will be vinylic halide. In case of arylic halides, what is there? This aromatic group will be present. What is aromatic group? C6H5 group is called aromatic group. This is called aromatic group. Okay. So in other words, we say it is phenyl group. So this group is attached to halo, then it will be termed as aryl halide. Now see, there may be more attachments to this group. If we replace one of the other hydrogen and we place any other group except halogen, then that will be termed as one more derivative of aryl halide. So there is formation of so many derivatives of aryl halides. Now let us come to nomenclature. How do we name it? So when we have to name, there are two systems of naming. One is common system of IUPAC naming and the other is IUPAC system of naming. In case there is a long chain of carbon atoms and to that long chain of carbon atom halo group is attached, then it is termed as N. Small n means normal. It is normal or long chain. And if halo group is attached to second last carbon of the long chain, then it is written as iso. And if the halo group is attached in such a way that there is attachment with the second last carbon of the long chain and that carbon is bonded to three other carbon atoms, then there will be written as neo. That is called neo form. Okay, so let us discuss this properly. If this is the case, then it is normal. Okay, these carbons will be bonded to hydrogens only. And if the case is like this, then it will be isoform. Okay, and if the case is like this, then it will be neoform. Okay, so this way it is written in common system. In IUPAC system we have to select the long chain and then we have to see the lowest set of locants and then we have to name it. Now just like in this case, this is the long chain and this is prefix, this is also prefix, this is named as chloro, this is named as methyl. So from which end we have to name? Alphabetically we have to see, and moreover we have to see the set of locants. If we start numbering from the right side, then the set of locants becomes 1, 2. Okay, so Cl will get 1 number and CH3 will get 2 number. So it will be named as 1-chloro 2-methyl propane. Similarly, in case of haloarenes, in common system we just write bromobenzene. For mono-halo derivatives, the IUPAC name and common name are almost same. Okay, now in this case, if we take this as position 1, then this will be position 3 and this will be position 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so either we will name 2 and 6 position as ortho, 3 and 5 as meta and 4 as para. So if I have to write in common system, then I will write meta dibromo benzene, and in IUPAC system I will write 1, 3 dibromo benzene. In this case I will write 1, 3, 5 tribromo benzene. Okay, now similarly for other cases we have to just first of all select the longest chain, then I have to set the set of locants and then I have to number it from any one end which gives the lowest set of locants. So from right side we get 1, 2, 2. This is the set obtained. Okay, so it will be named as 1-chloro 2, 2 dimethyl propane. Okay, so this is quite simple to be named. Now the dihaloalkanes having the same type of halogen atoms are named as alkylidene. Okay, now see, if there are two halo groups attached in a haloalkane and those halo groups are same, then while naming the compound we will be writing alkylidene or alkylene dihalides. Okay, now in case of such compounds they are called dihalo compounds if both the halogen atoms are attached with the similar carbon atom, with the same carbon atom, then they will be termed as geminal dihalides or gem halides. Similarly, if they are attached to adjacent carbon atoms, then they will be termed as vicinal dihalides or vis dihalides. Just like in this case, here you can see, here two chloro groups are attached to the same carbon atom of the long chain. So this will be termed as geminal dihalide. And in this case they are attached to the adjacent carbon atoms, then it is termed as vicinal dihalide. Now in common system, if we name it, then we will be naming it as ethylidene chloride and this ethylene dichloride. But in IUPAC system we will be writing it as 1,1 dichloroethane, 1,2 dichloroethane. So this is the one more type of classification. Now let us consider few examples how they are named in common system and in IUPAC system. Okay, now see, let us see this. This is CH3 whole thrice CBr. Now how we will be writing it? This is C. It is bonded to 3 CH3 groups. Okay, and then it is bonded to Br. Now first of all, what we have to do, we have to select the longest chain. This is the longest chain, this is the prefix and this is the prefix. We have to number it. We can number from any one end. It is 2-bromo 2-methyl propane. So this is the IUPAC name. But if we want to name it in common system, then what we are able to see, the halo group is attached to that carbon which is bonded to 3 other carbon atoms. So it is in the category of tertiary. Okay, so this is tertiary butyl bromide. Okay, tertiary butyl bromide. Okay, now let us discuss this. Okay, now see, just now we discussed neoform, how this neoform is there. In case of neoform, what is there? See, let us write this first of all, CH3 whole thrice, CH3 whole thrice C, then CH2 Br. Okay, now what is the neoform? In case of neoform, we have to see the CX bond first. Then if the carbon is attached to quaternary carbon, okay, if the carbon of the CX bond is attached to quaternary carbon, then it is termed as neoformation. Okay, now while naming it, we have to count all the carbon atoms. So here in this case there are 5 carbon atoms, and so it will be named as neopentyl bromide. Okay, so it is neopentyl bromide, and in IUPAC system we will be writing 1-bromo 2,2 dimethyl propane. Okay, okay, now allylic we have done earlier. Allylic formation is when carbon to which halo group is attached to such carbon which is bonded with double bond to the other carbon. Okay, now in this case we will be writing like this. Okay, so this will be allylic bromide. So this group is called allylic group. So it is allylic bromide. Okay, so similarly we can name all other halo compounds in the common system also and in IUPAC system also. Okay, now let us discuss, when we are talking about haloalkane, then what is the nature of CX bond. Okay, now see, since halogens are electronegative in nature, so when whenever we talk about haloalkane, then due to electronegative nature of halo group, there is development of partial negative charge on the halo group and partial positive charge on the carbon to which it is attached. So particular portion is this particular portion is, what do we say, polar. This is polar in nature. So one thing we can say, that all alkyl halides, they are polar in nature because of development of partial positive and partial negative charges in the CX bond. Okay, now as we go down the group in the periodic table, the size of halogen atom increases. So it means fluorine is the smallest and iodine is the largest. Okay, so similarly their bond lengths will be like this. CF bond length will be the minimum and CI bond length will be the maximum. Okay, now on the basis of this, we can see that bond lengths of CH3F are minimum and bond length of CH3I is maximum. Okay, now similarly, if bond length increases, then it means bond enthalpy will also decrease. Okay, so while moving from top to bottom, there is decrease in the bond enthalpy also. Okay, dipole moment value will also decrease. Why dipole moment value will also decrease? Because the electronegativity value decreases from top to bottom, and so development of partial positive and partial negative charge, that strength is less. So because of lesser strength, this value decreases. Okay, now the important question comes, how can we prepare the haloalkanes? Now first method is by using alcohols. So there are so many methods with which we can use alcohol. Okay, now the hydroxyl group of alcohol is replaced by halogen. Now see, alcohols, they are generally represented as ROH. So this group is replaced by that particular group with which it is reacting. It depends on with which substance it is reacting and which group is provided by that substance. Whichever group is provided by that substance, that group will be replacing the OH group. Okay, now one of the best method for preparation of haloalkanes from alcohols is the use of thionyl chloride. Okay, now thionyl chloride is preferred because whenever we react our alcohol with thionyl chloride, what is thionyl chloride? SOCl2 is thionyl chloride. Then there is formation of SO2 and HCl. Both are in the form of gas, and these gases escape in the atmosphere. So we are left out with the product only. And what is the product? Haloalkane is the product. Okay. Now, if we take primary and secondary alcohols, then if it is required to be reacted with HCl, then there is requirement of catalyst also. Zinc chloride is also required for their reaction. But with the tertiary alcohols, the reaction can be easily conducted by reacting with HCl. So what does it mean? It means that tertiary alcohols are more reactive than secondary alcohols, and which are more reactive than primary alcohols. Now why is it so? This is because in case of tertiary alcohol, there is more electron density on OH group, and this can be replaced easily. Why it can be replaced easily? Because alkyl groups are electron reducing in nature, and they increase the electron density at OH group, and OH group can be released easily, so that becomes more reactive in nature. Okay, so this is the order of reactivity. Now see, let us take few examples. When HCl is to be added in this, in the presence of zinc chloride it is to be done, then there will be formation of haloalkane. Okay, similarly alcohol, when reacted with sulfuric acid in the presence of sodium bromide, there is formation of bromoalkane. Okay, now phosphorus trihalide or phosphorus pentahalide, when they react with alcohol, they form haloalkanes, and in case of trihalide there is formation of phosphorus acid and in case of pentahalide there is formation of phosphorus oxychloride. Okay. Now if we simply heat alcohol with the halogen in the presence of red phosphorus, then there is formation of haloalkane. And in case of thionyl chloride, there is formation of chloroalkane, sulfur dioxide and HCl. They are uh, formed in the form of gas, and those gases get moved in the atmosphere, and we are left out with the chloroalkane only. So it is the best method for preparation. So this reaction is the best reaction for the preparation of chloroalkanes, because sulfur dioxide and hydrochloric acid, these two are in the form of gases, and gases escape in the atmosphere easily. Okay. Now the preparation of alkyl chloride is carried out either by passing dry hydrogen chloride gas through a solution of alcohol, or by heating a mixture of alcohol and concentrated aqueous halogen acid. The above methods are not applicable for the preparation of aryl halides. Okay, now see, if we want to prepare aryl halides, then the method which we discussed, like thionyl chloride use or heating with halogen in the presence of red phosphorus, such methods they are not used. Okay, so second method for preparation of alkyl halides is by the use of hydrocarbons. Okay, now the very first is, if we take alkanes and we we make the halogenation process with these alkanes, then it is proceeded with free radical mechanism, and it is a chain reaction. So there is formation of a large number of haloalkanes, primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary alkyl halides are formed, and those are very difficult to separate. So this is not regarded as the best method, but still we can say that haloalkanes can be prepared by the use of free radical halogenation reaction of alkanes. So just like we take an alkane, we treat it with chlorine gas in the presence of light. Okay, and there is formation of mixture of haloalkanes, primary, secondary and tertiary or quaternary also. Okay, now from alkenes, how can we prepare haloalkanes from alkenes? Now see, if we treat alkenes with halogen acids, okay, it can be any halogen acid, then there is formation of alkyl halide. Okay, now in case we use any acid and any unsaturated alkene, then there is a particular rule which is followed. In case of symmetrical alkenes, we can use any halogen acid and any symmetrical alkene, and there will be formation of a single product. Okay, but when there is unsymmetrical alkene, and that time a rule is there which is called Markovnikov's rule. Now what is Markovnikov's rule? Markovnikov's rule says that whenever there is addition of a halogen acid across unsymmetrical alkene, then a negative part of the addendum attaches with the doubly bonded carbon which is bonded to less number of hydrogens, whereas positive part attaches with that doubly bonded carbon which is bonded to more number of hydrogens. So in this case, if we take propene and we react it with hydroiodic acid, then there will be formation of idopropane, 1-idopropane and 2-idopropane. Now see, that particular product will be the major product which is formed according to Markovnikov's rule. So what is Markovnikov's rule? I negative will attach with that carbon which is bonded to less number of hydrogens. So 2-idopropane will be the major product formed, whereas 1-idopropane will be the minor product formed. Okay, so next is addition of halogens. Now similarly, if we add halogens to symmetrical alkenes in the presence of non-polar solvent like carbon tetrachloride, then there is formation of vicinal dibromides. What are vicinal dibromides? Vicinal dibromides are those dibromides in which two halo groups are attached with adjacent carbon atoms of the long chain. Now one more reaction is that is known as halogen exchange reactions. So there are two types of reactions in this. One is Finkelstein reaction. Finkelstein reaction is for preparation of iodoalkanes only. So what do? We take a particular haloalkane, we heat it with sodium iodide and acetone mixture. Okay, acetone and sodium iodide mixture is taken and is heated with a particular haloalkane which is other than iodohaloalkane. Okay, so what happens? The halo group gets removed by iodo group and there is formation of iodoalkane and sodium halide is also formed. Okay, now similarly, if we treat our haloalkane with silver fluoride, mercurous fluoride or antimony fluoride, then what happens? The fluoro group of these compounds replaces the halo group of the alkyl halide and there is formation of fluoroalkane. Okay, so this type of formation is called Schwarz reaction. So Finkelstein reaction is for iodoalkane formation and Schwarz reaction is for fluoroalkane formation. Now in these both the cases there is exchange of halide ion. So these reactions are known as halide exchange reactions. Okay, so this is the home assignment which you have to complete on the basis of first portion of our haloalkanes and haloarenes chapter. Okay, thank you.